to the fall veg episode, I guess. We are back in the kitchen cooking, making the use of some time where we can make up some delicious fall vegetables. So we've got butternut squash. We're gonna bake these up. Got some onion. One big onion. It's been sitting waiting for me to use it for some time now. So it's held together pretty well, but it's time for it to join the confectionaries. And what else do we have? We have carrots. We have tomatoes. All of it needs to get used up. So we are doing a big bake today. So come with me. Enjoy. Hang out with me while I bake some vegetables. So it's autumn here and everything's in season right now. Everything being the cauliflower and the carrots. So that's all in season. And the autumn, the squash. So everything is in season right now. So we're gonna do a couple potatoes too. I'm gonna throw those in. And then make a nice, just like vegetable, seasonal bake. So that's what we're doing today. So welcome to the seasonal bake. So first, we're gonna cut this guy up, prepare. I don't like to peel it first because you can just do that when it comes out after. And I like to make things easier. So instead of mashing it up, we're gonna cut it up, core, and take out the seeds, and then just pop it in the oven for a long time because they need to bake for quite some time. And then we have two. So it takes a bit of effort to chop them up though. So we'll do our best to get through the tough skin into the meat of it. And then we'll start on the other veg, but these guys are gonna go in first. So we'll start on them first because they will take the longest to bake because they're the biggest. So I suggest using a big, giant knife for this situation. Because they are quite tough. As are most gourds. You're not a vegetable guy. I know you're not a vegetable guy, but you know what? Vegetables are delicious if you are a vegetable person. There we go. So there's the inside. Looking good. Smelling very delicious. But yes, it does need a lot of seasoning. It's very bland if you don't have any seasoning. So welcome everybody. Hey Core. Hi Cyber 429 Gaming. Why 429? Tell me why. This is a butternut squash. They're in season right now in Canada, where we are. So we already had our Thanksgiving. America has its Thanksgiving like in November, so it's coming up. But we had ours early October because in Canada, we have an earlier harvest season. So you're in India. So what would you have something else? Maybe a different squash, a different gourd, maybe? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. But it's very rich in nutrients. Yes, Canadian Thanksgiving is awesome. There's the top. Very rich in nutrients. Very low in calories. It's good for soup, good for curry. I'm cooking a seasonal autumn vegetable medley. So we're doing, right now we're chopping up the butternut squash. This is what it looks like before you chop it up. We're gonna chop up this one next. And then we're gonna put them in the oven to bake. And then we're gonna chop up some cauliflower, which is also in season. Hello, India. Hello, welcome. And then we've got some potatoes. Those are going in. Some onions for flavor. Well, this onion. Thank you. I appreciate it, Tashi. Thank you. And I got this from my mother. She loves to buy me aprons. I think it's a hint I should cook more. So I am doing it. So this is all. So these are going in first because they're big and they take a long time to bake. So let's go. And then, even for more color, we're gonna put in a whole bunch of carrots. So we'll put those aside for now though. We need to handle this situation. So we're gonna scoop this out. I'm good today. Thank you for asking. How are you? How are you doing? Welcome. I'm just getting a little bowl. Yes, the flowers on the apron. I have a lot of aprons, but this is the most colorful one. So I'm just gonna scoop all the seeds out. All the stuff inside. It's still very hard, so it's gonna take a while to bake. But there's not a lot of scooping. There's just like there's a lot of meat, a lot of flesh compared to the seed area. So it's not so bad. Not like scooping out a pumpkin. It's a lot. So this one, there you go. Just gonna scoop this guy out. This one's the bigger half. I try and get them equally down the middle, but you know, it's difficult. Hey, Natasha. Those are very nice emojis. I love them. They're so cool. Rabbits. Girl, is purple your favorite color? That's a very nice color. I like them all. So we've got a bunch of the seeds out. Some people like to roast pumpkin seeds. I've never roasted the butternut squash seeds before. I don't know. That sounds a bit crazy. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. We'll see. But we're making a vegetable bake medley. It's autumn. We've got all these seasonal vegetables ready to go. So we're just gonna give them a little spray with oil. Just a little bit. Pop them in. I already put the surface into the oven. You don't have any food? You must be very hungry. I already put the surface in there, but I learned from last time not to put it on the bottom because it's too hot on the bottom. So, lesson learned. That oil has butane. Oh, yes, you're right. Ooh. Okay, next time I'll use the non-butane oil. I'm always learning. Thank you, Frankfurter. Okay, let's put this guy in here. I'll get the the butane oil one and the non-butane oil. So I will use the olive oil without the butane oil because sometimes convenience is not what you want to do. But, you know, lesson learned. Thank you for letting us know. All right, next we're going to do the other butternut squash. So we're doing this. And we'll throw some olive oil on there. Hopefully she's good. Inside, we'll see. It's always a bit of a shocker and a surprise when you open one of these up. You never know what the inside is gonna look like. It appears to be a bit overripe on the top. So I'm just gonna give that a little choppy chop. Yeah, it's a bit overripe on the top here, so we're just gonna leave this out. And here's the inside. There you go. And then we're gonna scoop out the seeds here. Just get them into a bowl and put this into the oven as well. So, you know, we just make whatever is coming up in the season. Right now we're having the harvest, so it's all root vegetables right now. So we're doing this kind of stuff. That looks pretty good. Don't think we're gonna be roasting the seeds today. Well, you can roast the seed. You can scoop them out and still roast them. You don't have to throw them out. Maybe you don't want to cook them together. Well, maybe he has no manners. Some people ask rude questions because they don't have manners. What are you gonna do? We're not gonna answer though, because we only answer people with manners. In this kitchen, people have manners. Otherwise, get out the kitchen. But what do you guys like cooking? All right, we're putting on some olive oil. Just a little bit. Oh, let's see. Ooh. So we have this very helpful tool. It's to dab the olive oil on. Hello, welcome. Here are the seeds if we would like to cook them later. We'll think about it. Oh, yes, no, we're all people. We're all people. Well, in the future there will be AI people, but you know, it would be nice if you had manners towards them as well, because it's good for your heart and your soul. Anyway, back to the food, because that's what we're here for, is delicious food. What do you guys like to cook during the month of November? Because that's what we're in now. Sometimes, depending on where you are in the world, you can have seasonal vegetables. You can just cook the same thing every single year. I don't know. Tell me more. Putting in some olive oil. We're gonna brush it over. Well, what do you do instead of cooking then? I guess you watch people cook online. That's what we're doing. So some olive oil. I just put it in the top of a lid. And we're gonna brush it on. Just a little bit. I would drizzle it on, but then you waste so much. I see you have sticks and stones and dirts and cows. Well, all my friends from Africa say aren't really in the same. Africa is a very large continent, so there's a lot of things going on there, and I have a few friends from there, so everybody's different. More olive oil. Yeah, there's a lot of things in Africa. So many things. All right, just putting that over to make a nice, delicious squash. Butternut squash is starting to bake. Get it in there. All right, so now that all the butternut squash is in there, we're gonna put the timer on. And then we're gonna get to chopping up the rest of the vegetables. So this is what we're gonna put in next because it is the second longest thing to take to cook other than the butternut squash because they're very dense, they're very thick. They're not like the tomato, which is juicy, filled with water, does not take a long time to bake. So we're gonna put this guy in next, and then everything should be timed out pretty well. Then we're gonna put in the onion, and then we're gonna put in the cauliflower, and then we're gonna put in the tomato, and then we will have amazing autumn baked food. So since the main one is the butternut squash is still so thick, I might put these in, should I cut them up into fours? Or should I cut them into like strips? Or should I just put them in whole? You know, I think I'll cut them into like 4 bits. Like slice them down this way, just so that they will cook properly. So here's our carrots, our Canadian carrots. We grow a lot of carrots in Canada. And we have a bunch of leftover olive oil, so we're gonna use that as well. Thank you, Keith, my husband, for keeping the chat going while I'm cooking. I appreciate you. And I'm gonna chop up some carrots. Let's go. All right, there's a little tiny carrot there in the bottom, so he's coming along. He's coming to the party. So we have a very busy season coming up here. The holiday season. all the holidays for the winter season are coming up, and it's going to be very busy for everyone in Canada, traveling back and forth, visiting their families, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it can get a little too busy. Like, it can get like stressful because you're trying to make all this food and, you know, still work. It's still very busy at work. And then do all the family stuff and work at the same time. It's tough. It's tough. But, and then we have January. And then everybody hibernates in January, basically. So we're cutting up the carrots. And then we're just gonna put them in there with the butternut squash. Do a little drizzly drizzle. I can find my tool, which I put down. Oh, there it is. Oh, we say that a lot in Canada. Oh, oh, there it is. Oh, I think it's like an East Coast on North America kind of thing. Give them a little brush of olive oil. I'm just gonna toss them in with the butternut squash. Oop, op, op. And she's in there. Only have like 5 or more. We have a bunch more carrots to go, and then onto the onion. Chopping the heads off here. I see you guys are having fun in the chat. Get a little more olive oil on this stuff. Because you know what? It just, a little bit of oil makes everything so much more delicious. You got enough room in there. It's a very small oven. It's a teeny tiny oven. Oh my goodness. You don't think like 1 carrot is a lot, but then you chop it up and it becomes a lot of an onion. Would love to help you out with the meal. Oh, wonderful. I would love that too. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in and checking out the meal. Got some cauliflower. We're ready to go. We're just gonna bake up all these carrots. And we're just using a little, my hair's falling out. Can't let the hair fall out. Just using a little olive oil to crisp everything out. We're making a butternut squash, carrot, cauliflower, onion, tomato, and potato seasonal autumn bake. Yes, butternut squash is going to be the main showpiece, the hero of the piece. And she's already in there. She's already in there. And everybody else, so we're doing it in order. So the butternut squash goes in first because it's the thickest. It's going to take the longest to bake. Then we put in the carrots because they're also very dense. They're going to take the second longest because we're going to cut them up into these little guys. And then cover them in oil, put them in the oven, and then we're gonna do our more juicier tomatoes and stuff at the end, so it's easier to get them to join the rest of the vegetables. And then after that, we can turn them into a soup or maybe bake them a little extra in the crispy them up a little bit more, put some sage on them, maybe some butter, or if we're really excited, we can put some cinnamon and butter on the butternut squash and make it more of a like some maple syrup on top, and then put that as like a bit of a dessert. So butternut squash is so versatile and healthy for you that we got 2 of them. So we have a lot of baking to do right now. So thank you for joining me on my baking escapade. I'll just get the rest of the carrots in there and then start working on the onion. Try not to cut my fingers off. Okay, just a little bit of olive oil. Take my little handy dandy olive oil. Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna let you and Keith go off because I'm not gonna get involved. You guys, you guys seem to have it handled. So I'm gonna make my food while y'all chat. The Eyes of a Killer. Sounds like a good movie. Delicious food. So yes, we're doing some yummy, yummy autumn bake food here. Oh, thank you, Killer Chef. Yes, I try. I mostly cook for myself and my husband, so as long as we like it, it's good. We have very different palates though. I like the vegetables. He likes the meats. So whatever. I like to cook all of it. All right, we'll put the rest of these in. There's not a lot of room left in there. Very small. Very small oven. Tiny. Oof, but effective. Small but effective. All right, all the onions are in. Yay! Whew. Oh no, this always happens. Well, that was exciting. Okay. Next, we're doing, yeah, fire alert. I mean, if you watch all my cooking videos, there's usually a bit of a fire, always, so. Thank you, Timothy. Welcome back. Thank you, Timothy Dawson. I'm making a, what's it called? It's a autumn medley bake. So, we've got the butternut squash in there. Yeah, butternut squash, that's what's going on. We got the butternut squash in there. We're putting this big old sweet onion. We got a whole bunch of carrots. Carrots and butternut squash go in first because they're so dense. And then everything less in a descending order that's less dense. I'm gonna put this guy in next. Some cauliflower. And then for the final, the fire extinguisher is right over there. Don't worry, I got it. Don't worry. Welcome to my cooking page where sometimes things catch on fire. It's true. But yeah, it's over there. Don't worry. It might get interesting. So far, we're good though. When the smoke starts billowing out, that's when we know we're in for a crazy ride. Has it happened before? Yes, it has. Will it happen today? Hopefully not. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. This is why, you know, we're hanging out with real people today, you know? Anything could happen. So I think we're just gonna leave them in these big old chunks. French onion soups. Yeah, it's a nice big sweet onion. I like to get the big ones. The little ones are fine too. I like all onions. But this one I've had for quite some time. I think a couple weeks now. So it's held out very well. It hasn't, you know, suffered. And it's ready to get baked now. No, I've heard you have sticks and cows and stones. Although not on the whole continent. I know a couple people in different parts of Africa, and they definitely have different food there, and it's very delicious. So, anyway, now we're gonna put these guys in where we can fit them. At least 6 months, really? Some of them get all like, they start growing, but these ones, they were really good. So I'm gonna put them in. I think I might actually turn down the heat a little bit because All I have is the bottom shelf, and if we were here last time when I was cooking, things got a little hot on the bottom. So I might turn, if I can turn down the heat a little bit so that things don't get too spicy. And when I say spicy, I mean burny. So let's see. Okay, gloves. Less burnage. Yes, ideal conditions like pantry. Those guys were in the pantry, and look, they're still so fresh after a couple weeks. They're my favorite onions now. Oh, French cooking is delicious. I would say it's their liberal use of butter. How's everybody doing in here? We're good? We're good? Okay. One more of these in here. Keep an eye on them because they are on the bottom shelf, so they will get high grand person. So on we go to, I don't know if you're a grandson or a granddaughter, so hi grandchild. Yes, there it is. Hi grandchild. Welcome to Grandma Makes delicious, delicious autumn baked food. So we're making some cauliflower next. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel pretty good today. Can't complain. So busy yesterday. I meant to do a live yesterday, but things got too busy all over the place. So, and then I went out and bought a whole bunch of awesome food. Yes, you are correct. You can get an angioplasty with anything you make that's French. Butter. It's so good. Did anybody see that movie, Julie and Julia? That's what it's called. Julie and Julia. They talk a lot about how the French make food with butter in that movie. I enjoyed it very much. I learned a few things. So I think, which one are we gonna put this in? I think we're gonna use this one because there's so much of it. And then we're gonna put the tomatoes in this one. And then Bob's your uncle. Am I Canadian? What makes you think of that, eh? Don't you know? Yeah, I'm totally Canadian, dude. You hoser. Got any Canadians in the chat here? Canada. Whatever though, wherever you're from. Give a shout out. Take off, eh? Yeah. You better believe it. Yeah, we were watching SCTV cuts. Oh my god. Never get old. Never. So good. Eugene Levy. Oh, also, we just saw the new movie I Like Me. John Candy's documentary film. So delightful. So, like, brings back so many memories. So nice. it's too bad that John Candy like had such a hard time with fame. He was like the brother of so many people like who grew up with him. Cauliflower isn't tasty. Well, if you put enough butter on stuff, anything's tasty. I think, you know, in a nice curry, cauliflower is like absolutely delightful. But yeah, I agree, on all by itself, cauliflower is not tasty. But we're just baking it right now in order to add it to some tasty stuff later. We're making a autumn bake. So we're taking all this stuff. In summertime, we would just like make a salad out of it, but this is the coldening. It's getting, John Candy was great. He was. He's kind of like, yeah, mental health issues. Like, it was tough. Like Edward Bourdain, Anthony Bourdain, sorry. Anthony Bourdain was like, everybody's older brother, you know, and they really looked up to him. I think they looked up to John Candy as well. Yes, thank you. It's a delicacy in India. Thank you. Anthony Bourdain. Yes, I got it. Thank you. Anyway, as we can see now with the giant caps here, people really cared about who he was. And he was like their older brother, and they felt deeply connected with him. They connected to his struggles. They connected to his, you know, likes and dislikes. He was an older brother kind of like, you know, figure. And then when he died, like so many people were just like so sad, and it was a tragic thing. They felt like they lost one of their family members. And I think it was the same with John Candy. So it's like this movie coming out talking about his struggles with fame. You know, he had a lot of good people around him, thankfully, because it can be really difficult. I'm just putting some olive oil on top. I'm no Anthony Bourdain. He was a great cook. Well, I like my food, and that's all that really matters. He's a rootin' tootin' guy who a lot of people looked up to, and I think the same was for John Candy, and we lost them both way too early, way too soon. And so yeah, watching the new movie, the John Candy movie, like really reminded me of like back when we lost him in 1994, which doesn't seem like that long ago. But it really is a lifetime ago. Yeah, did they? Matthew Perry and John Candy did a movie together? Wow, what a pair. Matthew Perry is another guy who, we really grew up with him. We looked at him like an older brother. Well, you gotta eat. People gotta eat. So yeah, we looked at him like an older brother, and Matthew Perry as well. So all these guys, we kind of grew up with them, and they had a hard time. Like maybe they needed a bigger brother too. Hello, I'm fine. Do you play Fortnite? No, I'm not really like a first person shooter kind of person, but more for you. Enjoy. I don't like to yuck people's yums, so you enjoy your Fortnite. I'm gonna throw this guy in. I thought more would fit in, so maybe we're not gonna make all the cauliflower today. Okay. Let's see if we can get this in here. It's coming along. It's looking good. The oven is smaller than I was hoping. My eyes were bigger than my oven, so I might not be able to fit everything in one go, but I think we did pretty well so far. And we're gonna maybe do it in 2 batches because there's so many. I think, like, yeah, I'm getting to feel that that guy's not from Africa, because there's like nothing. Like, I actually know people from Africa, and I'm like, none of that sounds like Africa. Anyway, so we're gonna make this butternut squash. You can make so much stuff with butternut squash. Like, I was looking online and there's like a really delicious, I know it could be talking about all sorts of stuff, but there are parts where there are elephants. I hope you're not hunting them, because like elephants are nice. But, you know, whatever. I'm just gonna go mind my business over here. To be fair, he did bring it up, so that's what you get. That's what you get. But yeah, it's nice to hear about all sorts of stuff from around the world. There's a lot of caps being used, but that's fine. I haven't had any Finnish people in the chat yet. I'm excited to have some. I know, right? It'd be cool to hear some Finnish people talking about Finland. We were there this summer, and it was gorgeous. Highly suggest a visit. So if you food prep stuff in order, anyone from Finland here? Yes. There's like so few people in Finland that, you know, it's hard for them to get it around. I'm sensing a theme. Totally, eh? What's up, eh? But yeah, it's coming along. We're just gonna bake everything up. We have our food processor, so we might, you know, turn some of this into a nice butternut squash soup. You really don't have to use very much butternut squash for the soup, so you could be using half of one for soup, half of one for a very healthy macaroni and cheese option. People like to kind of mix in some butternut squash in with the cheese so that it's more of a soupy kind of sauce, but filled with like hidden vegetables inside. That's really good if you're having a meal coming up. And then yeah, just I like to eat the butternut squash just like cut up into cubes, put a little butter on top, and if you're feeling like I need a dessert, you can put some cinnamon on and have a nice sweet sort of experience. So like it's very versatile. When you bake it all right away, then you can do another follow-up baking and sort of get that going. So So that's kind of what we're doing here. It's more of a meal prep than getting one finished all at once. I mean, anyway, back to chopping up the delicious tomatoes, and then we'll have everything done for like the whole week. So which is good because, you know, gotta get stuff done in one day when you have the time to do it. I mean, cooking really just does take a long time. Anybody want a bite? All right, we've got the first layer all finished. Now we're gonna bake, bake, bake. You don't wanna make this in the summer because it's so hot in the summer, and now we've gotten to a point where things have cooled down outside. It's probably like maybe 5 degrees outside. It's kind of chilly. So that's when you can run your oven, feel a little more cozy inside. We're enjoying our autumn bake right now. So we got carrots, we got butternut squash, we got tomatoes. We just chopped up the tomatoes. Those are gonna go in next. Cauliflower just went in. There's a lot more cauliflower than I thought there was gonna be, so we're gonna do that in 2 batches. This is the second cauliflower, which we're gonna do on another day. She needs to get done though, because you can see she's getting a little brown on top, and she needs to get in the oven with everybody else. And then we got a couple potatoes to round it out, and then we got a meal we got a bunch of baked vegetables ready to go for the entire week, basically. So I like to do cooking ahead of time, and we've got everybody's in there cooking away. And then we're gonna make maybe a nice soup with the butternut squash, carrots, tomatoes, put in some spices, blitz it up, get that going, and then maybe after that we'll just have chopped up butternut squash on the side with whatever is gonna be the main part of the meal. And what else? What else can we make with butternut squash? Any suggestions? I know a nice curry is possible. I go vegetarian, I go non-vegetarian, whatever floats your boat right now. Today, I think we're gonna have a little salmon later for din-dins. And I had such a big lunch. I had like a whole bunch of cucumber and tomato. Still have some out here because I like made so many cucumbers that they're still sitting waiting for me to finish them off. But it's nice. I can just eat them as a little snack. I would eat them, but then I wouldn't be able to talk to you. I'd just be like munching. But you know, honestly, I've seen some lives and all it is people eating. So obviously there's a space for that. So maybe we'll do that next time where you just watch me eat. I don't know, like, but I like to come on here and make stuff, talk to people. So if you enjoyed yourself, want to see some more different bakes, maybe we'll make something later on in the week with the food that we made today. That's my timer. So we're just, you know, baking the food. We're prepping everything. So if you want to see more, feel free to like and subscribe. Join us on our journey. We'll try not to like set off the fire alarm too many times. We hopefully won't get any of the need to get any fire suppressant activity, whatever. But we can definitely come back around and show you what we're gonna make with all of these great fall, autumn vegetables, the butternut squash, the carrots from Canada, yeah. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. There's our little Canadian carrots. We got them all in there in our tiny oven. And now, you know, you see how long it takes to just like even start preparing a meal. You gotta chop everything up, you gotta bake everything. And then it's like you haven't even assembled it into the meal yet. You're just doing level 1, step 1. So yeah, that's our step 1 today. And we'll circle back during the week to do like step 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, so thanks for coming today, guys. I hope to see you next time we're on. Should be around. But yeah, feel free to subscribe when you get a chance, and we will, you know, see you next time. So... Not yet. Just gonna round it out. Just gonna finish off the whole hour here. 3 more minutes. And then we're gonna put, you know, I think we might have to take stuff out and then put it back in. So we're in the middle of something. Okay. Well, you guys continue. You got 2 more minutes, so that means wrap it up. Let's go. Wrap it up, ladies and gents. There was a fierce battle ensuing in the chat. Don't forget to be polite, though. Polite questions and answers are always the best. Because how else are we going to learn, right? Hello, hello, Ken. No worries, you got 1 more minute. So, you know. And then we're going to end the stream in 1 minute. Then I'm going to clean up because we have all these bits and bobs that are inedible that, you know, maybe would be good. We're going to go to the compost right now. And then we're going to just sit down and have a little hydration. We're going to just like enjoy the rest of our day. We're going to clean up here, put the rest of the stuff in there, enjoy our autumn seasonal bake, and then reap the benefits of our hard work for the rest of the week. So we'll see you back around later this week. and we'll get to see what we're making next time. So, bye everybody. We're saying goodbye. Have a good day.